कि ये जो सारा का सारा गैम्बिट चल रहा है, इसमें जो आपकी एस्पिरेशन इटसेल्फ है, आपको उसे एनालाइज करना। क्योंकि प्लीज ये मत मानिए, क्योंकि कई बार हम लोगों को ये बताया जाता है कि आप अपने जेंडर को, अपनी कास्ट को, अपनी कम्युनिटी को इग्नोर कीजिए। Be caste blind, be gender blind, be race blind. It will mean that you'll not be discriminatory in your belief. That's not. मैं फिर से कह रहा हूँ, इस बात को समझो। When I was in IIT Kanpur, I was delivering a similar talk there, but it was based on nowadays there's a huge push for startups. So every big university is coming up with their own startup ecosystem. And every year they have their e-summits where they invite other people, guests to deliver lecture. I was delivering a lecture in this e-summit thing. And they were very proud, saying that they gave the award. IIT Kanpur is considered good in startup ecosystem. कि हमारे यहाँ से इतने सारे नए आइडियाज निकले हैं, these ideas are being implemented, ये apps आए हैं, ये नए स्टार्टअप हैं जिनको फंडिंग मिली है, things like that. And they obviously were trying to tell me कि बहुत अच्छे से काम हो रहा है. So the person concerned उससे मैंने पूछा, okay, this is good, if you are doing that well, can you give me a demographic कि आपके यहाँ वहाँ aspiration कौन सी है? To be entrepreneur, right? To be very successful, to be Ambani या Adani something, right? यही है ना उनकी aspiration. Any aspiration is good. पर अब सवाल ये कि मैंने उनसे पूछा, if that is the case, what is the demography of these startup? How many women are doing? How many SCs are doing? How many STs are doing? How many people from minorities are doing? And the response was interesting. This professor said, very proudly actually, at IIT Kanpur, we don't take into account all these things, right? As a matter of fact, as a policy, he said, in our society, in our campus, it is not allowed for professors to know the caste community and other things of social categories of students. This is, and let's talk about caste, but it will be applicable to other social categories because you cannot hide equality in caste के केस में थोड़ा अच्छा बात है. लेकिन being caste blind and assuming it to be inclusive is misplaced. You need to understand. अगर एक छोटी सी बात से आप इसे समझे कि एक दोस्त की बेटी ने 8वीं क्लास में पढ़ती है, अपने घर में जाके अपने पापा से पूछा कि पापा मेरे कास्ट क्या है? तो पापा ने कहा कि अच्छा आपको कास्ट नहीं पता? हाँ, मुझे ऐसे पाला गया है कि मुझे पता ही नहीं कि मेरी कास्ट क्या है. Nobody talks about caste at home. Such a progressive family. To which he said, it is true that we raised you in a way that you don't know the caste till this age. But if you are in 8th class, if your age is around 13, 12 years, and you still do not know your caste, then it means you are upper class. It means you are upper class. You getting the whole idea? Not knowing caste is a privilege that only upper caste has. If you are coming from a so-called lower caste, the society will keep reminding you almost every day what your caste is. So it's applicable for your community, right? आप जाके कहें नहीं हम तो मुसलमान नहीं हैं, मतलब हम तो मुसलमान की तरह नहीं रहते जैसे मुसलमान पता नहीं कैसे रहते, right? But ये privilege, being community blind, being caste blind, being gender blind, etc., are available only to people who are driving benefits. So, in the same sense, आप इस वाले एस्पिरेशन में अगर देखें, which I talked earlier, I was talking about civil services. Now I am talking about these startups and entrepreneurship. How social category is playing a role? क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है कि आप जब कास्ट वाइज तरीके से प्रोसेस देखते हैं, आपको you end up finding that less women are taking these startups, taking risk for the startup, less people from marginalized section, the SC, STs and OBCs are getting into it. It is only the privileged class which is getting most benefit in terms of the startup ecosystem, because that is another aspiration. Overall, we need to understand that our aspirations are made up of our privileges and aggregations, which is our social life. महिलाओं के केस में, जेंडर के केस में, it works in a very subtle manner. Most of the time, for example, if you claim with the UPSC that you are discriminating against women, you'll be surprised that data suggests the other. For example, the segment which I handle, civil services interviews. In civil services interview, the data suggests that the success rate of female candidates who have cleared mains examination is 54%, which is a lot more than the men, because overall men are appearing more. यानी कि इंटरव्यू में उनके खिलाफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होता है, ये नहीं कहा जा सकता. The median score of women candidate appearing for an interview is higher than the median score. आप लोग तो थोड़ा स्टैट्स वगैरह पढ़ते रहते हैं, तो आप लोग मीडियन इज द बेस्ट इंडिकेटर. मीन विल नॉट, right? The median score for the men candidate is less, so you will not be able to prove it, say in court of law, कि आपके खिलाफ कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है. ठीक है? It is so invisible that it is very difficult to prove. But the fact is, जैसा मैंने बताया, कि आप कैसे वो बनेंगे? आप बनेंगे 9 to 5 IAS officer, educated. Since for many years I was watching this relatively closely, then I decided that let us work, figure out कि finally फिर aspiration है, right? और aspiration में अगर social categories ऐसे रोल प्ले करती हैं, तो उसके पीछे की political economy क्या है? उसके पीछे की politics, why is it working like this? And you'll be surprised to know about the findings. One is that certain aspirations, and I'm sure आपको ये तो अब तक समझ में आ ही गया होगा जो लोग थोड़ा बहुत स्ट्रक्चर्स को समझते हैं, कि आखिर सिविल सर्विस में आजकल इतना हल्ला क्यों? आप देख रहे हैं आजकल नए सेलिब्रिटीज खड़े हो, ठीक है ना? अपनी बात नहीं, ठीक है? बस भी नोटिसिंग कि भाई आसपास आजकल सिविल सर्विसेज और ये सारे लोग बहुत दिखने लगे. यू सी इन द पॉपुलर कल्चर एस्पिरेंट्स एंड OTT and movies and red carpets everywhere. They are on the covers of popular magazines, right? And the industry size is getting larger by the day. How much is this? Maybe little. In 23, the industry size was 58,000 crores, increasing at the rate of around 15%, touted to become 1,28,000 crores by 28, around 15% every year. I did a very simple experiment. ChatGPT का इस्तेमाल करके मैंने सारा डेटा ChatGPT पे क्या डेटा था? It's only notional. ऐसा मत मानिएगा कि ऑफिशियल डेटा दे रहा हूँ, ChatGPT से निकालते हैं. Data was, I said, IAS officer, civil service, not IAS officer, all civil service. I'm taking a basic figure of 800. Every year, 800 officers are selected, right? Their basic salary drawn is around 75,000. First salary is 75,000. 3% is annual increase, increment, right? Their whole service is around 33 years, maximum, usually 30 years, right? They get around 5 promotions. Every 5 years, मान लीजिए एक promotion हो रहा है. Promotion is around 12 to 15% in the salary. ये सारा डेटा ChatGPT पे डाला, आप भी डाल के दे सकते हैं. और पूछा कि इन 800 लोगों के लिए, 800 लोगों के लिए पूरे करियर में कितनी सैलरी? आप सोच रहे हैं? 800 people, salary in 33 years, taking everything around 3% annual increment, 5 promotions having 12 to 15%, and then adjusted it for 6% inflation. So is that right? कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं? The figure came out around 1680 crores. 1680 crore. Let us make it 2000. आया समझ में? यानी कि इस बैच में जितने लोग सेलेक्ट हुए उनको पूरी जिंदगी में जितनी सैलरी मिलेगी, सैलरी की बात करो, बाकी बेनिफिट्स के भी नहीं, बाकी हमें मालूम है कि आईएएस ऑफिसर से चलने के लिए भोपाल के लिए, but since Bhopal is you economics people have failed to quantify, monetize or give me a figure about Bhopal, so I am not taking Bhopal into it. I am taking only the money. Only 2000 crore is the cost to country CTC. है ना? C2C लिखते हैं ना? Cost to company. The cost to country या cost to government is 2000 crore for entire country, adjusted to 6%. मतलब आज ही दे दिया जाए उन्हें तो 2000. I applied the same formula for 58,000 crore. 58,000 crore, 15% increment, which is happening, 33 years, adjusted to 6% inflation. Figure came out 6,60,000 crore. अब समझ पा रहे? Can you do the comparison? The cost of aspiration to society is merely 2,000 crore. But the industry that is fueling these aspirations